that would remain.
I had an open question as such.
Like we were talking about vertical and lateral growth. So your pyramid only gets thinner at the top, and all of us can't become business leaders or managers. And in a growing industry or a robust industry, you have a challenge of 2 getting promoted and 5 who are still there, and competition is breathing down your neck. So how do you manage that challenge of retaining people in that scenario? Because you like they have a 2 plus 2 plus 2. You get posted abroad, you get this, but a lot of these younger ones say that only when I become a business leader am I on the right track. You give me lateral, maybe I'm not on the right track.
Arun?
Yeah, see, this will be a challenge. It depends on which group you're talking about. If you're talking about the factory workforce, it is a challenge, but the attrition rate is very low because there are hardly many jobs in the region, right? And if you're talking about the commercial side, the truth is that the options are many. So if you don't provide him the opportunity, somebody else is going to provide him the opportunity. That is the reality. So you got to see from the managers or the employees' point of view as to what's employees' aspirations. The truth is that everybody is not aspiring for vertical growth because he or she knows that he cannot make it. What happens is that he does not have a good visibility of various opportunities that are available. So that's number one. Number two, as Dwarka said earlier, is that is there an organization support? Now today, if I am in HR and if I go to sales, does organization support that? Because the sales manager is going to say, hello, I'm not going to take anybody from HR because I've got to deliver numbers every year, every month. I need an experienced guy. I will take somebody from levers, and so there is no organization support. Now the finance guy, now let's say if he wants to send somebody to the business for 3 years, now he's going to say that, look, I'm going to send somebody to the business for 3 years. I've got to take this person back after 3 years, and even if business accepts him, the finance guy will not be too sure if that experience is going to really add much value to him. It depends on the kind of job that is waiting for him. So you got to have, therefore the employee doesn't have the confidence to take that plunge. So first we got to make it very visible to the employees, and some companies have done it. I think Unilever have done it, HUL have done it. Let's be very, and they have successfully done it. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he was telling me that the head of modern trade came from a function wherein he had never handled modern trade in his life. He became the head of modern trade in Unilever, but he had no modern trade experience because it's a leadership role, and you can have experts under you who exactly know how to do account management. But leadership is important, and I also know that they have taken people in the leadership positions. HR people have come from line, finance, and so on. So it depends on the organization support. Now, if organization supports, I'm sure the employees will be inspired and motivated to make cross-functional moves. From an organization's point of view, net there is a huge benefit because you are actually getting business leaders and not against functional leaders. But you got to make an investment, and it requires time and it requires resources.
Long-term decision.
You got to have a long-term thinking.
Sumit,
Yeah, I mean,
your take on it.
if I could just add on to that, I think whatever's been said obviously stands to reason. I'd wanted to speak about two things. One, there was this discussion about the individual taking responsibility versus the organization providing the broad framework. I think it can't be denied that the organization framework needs to be there. And if I look at my experience, just by way of background, I'm relatively new to telecom. I have been here just about a year plus. I've spent the bulk of my career in banking and finance in different countries. And one of the things that I've seen is that when people work effectively to making these transitions across functions, like you said, or geographies and so on, there is a very clear organization framework that supports that. Equally, within that, the people who are successful are the ones who take ownership, and I think that's the point that Niharika was making. That so you can't take away the importance of the organization support that is needed. Talking about my current role, we, like I said, are a relatively new organization in India. we haven't had the need, the inclination, or to be frank, the time to think about development and opportunities for the future and so on, because we have really been in the firefighting mode pretty much all the time. And now the time has come and the realization is very clear that we need to be spending huge amounts of time, resources, money, what have you, to ensure that a structured development path is available to individuals. It's not to say that we've not provided this. I mean, we've taken huge funds with people. People have moved from one function to the other. Our CFO, who had always worked in finance, has taken on a CEO role, and that story is repeated in various forms and variants across different levels in the organization. But that was happening partly because the organization, even though the framework was not necessarily there, the intent and the support was there. The second issue I wanted to touch upon is this issue of retention that you